We actually met at a mutual friend's house.
I went over to a friend's house and we were playing cards, and he just happened to be sitting next to me at the table. So we started talking,
and Kate had showed up, and she was friends with a girl that was living at the house. So she sat down next to me at the table. I purposely wanted to sit by her, and she's very beautiful. So I was kind of flirtatious with her, and we were kind of talking about all kinds of things. We're talking about animals. We both had a dog. I was talking about how I walk my dog around the walking path at my apartment complex, and how nice it was, and it gets some exercise after work.
Kind of clicked and just hit it off immediately. So kept talking, and at the end of the evening, through the course of our conversations, we had found out we lived in the same apartment complex. So he had a few beers. I was not the one drinking that night, so I offered to give him a ride back home. Turns out he lived across the street from me. So at first I kind of was taken aback by it. I thought, oh my gosh, I've picked up a stalker inadvertently. But, the more I got to know him, the more I realized, what a good person he was. And that next morning he came over so I could take him back to his car, and we ended up making breakfast together. So it was good fun.
So, kind of coincidental, and found out that we were actually neighbors and we didn't know it. So that kind of led to her and I hanging out after that, and we'd walk the dogs together, and it just kind of took off from there.
I don't really think there was a specific moment. We just, like I said, kind of hit it off, and things just grew so naturally. And there was never a point at which I thought, this person doesn't belong in my life. It just felt like he had always been there, and it was a part of my life that I didn't realize I really needed or wanted to have there. So it was never really a choice. It just kind of was something that happened and felt right, the whole time that we were together.
One specific moment that I think stands out the most was fairly early on in our dating period, where we had, I guess it was our official first date. We'd hung out a lot at the apartments, and we had, obviously walked the dogs and got them kind of used to one another. And we went on a date to Pomodori's in Montgomery, nice little pizza place. And we had a very nice, a very personal conversation there. And on our way back to the apartments, we stopped at Kroger, and we're just going to go in and grab some beer and stuff, maybe just hang out, watch a movie. And when we were walking to Kroger, she took my hand on the walk in, and she put her head on my shoulder, and it was almost a little too good to be true, because I didn't expect it. So I think that was the first moment that I thought it could be forever.
He's just absolutely insane and makes me laugh. Even if I'm arguing with him, he does these just crazy funny things that it's like I have to tell him, don't make me laugh right now, I'm trying to be serious, I have to talk to you about this. And he'll just kind of get a goofy grin on his face. Okay, yeah. So he just constantly makes me laugh and constantly makes me enjoy everything that's going on around me, even on the worst days. So
I proposed to her at our 3.5 year anniversary. I had actually had a shoulder surgery 5 days before I proposed to her. So I wanted to make it special because I'd already had the ring. I'd already talked to Mason, her dad. I had talked to her brother, Phil, who she's, best friends with.
So I thought we were just going out for pizza because I didn't feel like cooking or whatever. But he had made a reservation at our favorite restaurant. It was our 3.5 year anniversary. And we're just sitting there talking. And then all of a sudden, kind of the conversation turned a little bit more serious. At every anniversary, we talk about our contract extension, whether it's going to be, are you going to sign me to a long-term contract? Or are we going to do a short-term option? What's it going to look like this year?
I think the topic of conversation was about how well our relationship was going and how happy she was after 3.5 years, which gave me a lot more confidence to ask her the question, because she wasn't upset about anything, and I didn't do anything wrong recently, so that was a bonus.
So we kind of discussed the status of our contract, and he, in our contract negotiation for this year, put a box on the table and slid it across, and he said, I want to offer you a long-term contract if you're willing to accept it. He opened up the box, and I immediately was like, are you serious? Is that real? Did you ask my dad? Did you ask my brother? And I don't think I ever actually answered him. I just kind of took the ring out of the box, put it on, and then went and sat by him in the booth, and we just finished our meal, and it was kind of crazy.
I will probably be very nervous and hoping that it's everything that she wanted it to be. I think she's put a lot of work and effort into our relationship in general, as well as the wedding, and I think just seeing her in the dress and coming down with Mason down the aisle, I'll remember that forever. Absolutely.
I think I always just want you to know that even on the craziest days, you're the person that I look to for strength and support, and I hope that I'm always the person that's able to provide that to you. And I think we'll go through a lot in our love and in our life, and things will grow and change, but I know that we'll always be there for one another, and I just hope that we continue the rest of our lives with as much happiness and as much fun as we've had to this point in life. So I'm really excited just to see what's next.
I really feel like I am one of the luckiest people in the world to have met her and to have the opportunity to share my life with her. And I'll always be there for her to protect her and to support her and encourage her to follow any dream that she has, and that I'm the luckiest guy in the entire world, legitimately.